Okay, so I didn't really set this tutorial up to be a step-by-step tutorial. It's just more of like an overview to share what I do, and obviously the video format's really nice for you guys to see everything. I feel really awkward about being like, and then you paint a line, and then you paint the line the same but mirrored on the other side of the face, and then you paint more lines, and eventually you have a makeup, and it just seems a little weird to me. To me, like, you look at the makeup and you're like, okay, I know how to do this. Like, I get that some people aren't confident and they feel really comforted having that, but for me, I'm like, you just paint on a face. There are some things that are helpful to know. One, these makeups are water-based. I get them at a costume shop near my house called Display and Costume in Seattle. They're wonderful. They carry Ben Nye and Mayron and all sorts of brands, so you don't have to buy them online. Snazaroo is a popular brand that I don't see in my part of the country, but they also sell decent water-based makeups. The red, as you could tell, was the first layer. I bought that as a pre-mixed liquid instead of using a cake, which if you are not familiar with water-based makeups, essentially you have a dry cake and you put water on it and you sort of resaturate the cake to get it wet, and you keep reapplying water as needed to get the makeup out of the cake. But if you have a bottle of pre-mixed liquid, it's convenient because obviously it goes a lot quicker. And we stopped by the store to get the prosthetics, and so we figured we'd pick up some red so I wouldn't have to go through all my red cake. And the cakes are set in a set next to each other, so sometimes the colors get mixed and it's just a pain. So it's actually a really nice convenience to just have the pre-mixed liquid. But so yeah, he came over and we were gonna test out my blacklight, do some like cool neon makeups, but he was like, I really want to do an oni, which is a Japanese demon, and the artistry, the consistent style of Japanese artwork. Historically, the onis have a very, very consistent look to them. They have this really exaggerated facial expressions. The fat and the muscles in their face are really contorted. So it makes for really fun makeup, especially since I can sort of blur the line between realism and having a little bit of freedom to do the design how I like it. So I pulled this image off the internet. I thought that design looked super cool. Obviously you can see in the forehead there's just so much expression going on, and in all the folds and wrinkles in the face. So I was like, this is really cool. This is something that he wanted to do. So we did the top part pretty much exactly like the reference mask that we were using, but the bottom was cut off, so I just sort of winged it on the bottom. Water-based makeups are actually really nice. I used to have a misconception about them, about how I could blend with them. I preferred creams for some things because you can blend a lot easier with creams, but you can actually do a lot of shading and blending. Here you can see I'm using a Q-tip actually, and I dipped it in water and I actually just blend out my edges that way. You could use a brush too, but I just had the Q-tips on hand, and then I ended up having to keep using new Q-tips, so I had this pile of used Q-tips by the end of it. But I get a whole pack of Q-tips for $1 at the dollar store, so I didn't feel too bad about it, and they're wooden cotton, so I don't feel bad about wasting them. But you can see I'm just doing some sort of smudge work and shade work with the Q-tips, and then as for the line work, it comes with practice. What my makeup art teacher recommended to me was always keep your hands clean so that when you're touching the face you don't impart the wrong color, but also if you keep a pinky on the face, it actually helps with your control. But I think all that comes just with practice, and you just have to get accustomed to the thickness of the line and the gradient of the line, and then obviously the symmetry is one of the hardest parts. You just have to get used to it, or some people will draw little dots to do a sort of a connect the dot thing before they commit to the whole line. That's something you can do as well. Some people use like a pencil and then they go over the pencil with something else. I see that a lot in makeup tutorials, but whatever you're comfortable with, you just gotta get used to it. And the best part about water-based makeups is it goes on easy, it comes off easy. So I would say it's more suited for a work where, like, I prefer it in studio or a place that I know that I'm not going to get rained on, because in Seattle it drizzles a lot. It doesn't rain a ton, but it drizzles a lot. So if you get caught in the rain, you'll get little polka dot speckles on your pretty makeup, and it's really disappointing. I've had some bad reactions with sealers before, and but I've been told that some sealers, like, are amazing. You can dunk yourself in water and the sealer will totally prevent the water-based makeup from rubbing off. So there's always a misconception that I got when I used water-based makeup, and I was like not too pleased with the medium, and I worked with other things until I came back to water-based makeups and was happier with them in the future. As you can see here, here's the final result. I'm super happy with how it turned out. I think he really liked it too. Yeah, it's just, I don't know. I've never done a makeup tutorial before, so sorry it's not super helpful, but I was happy with how it turned out, and I'm hoping to do more of that in the future. So I hope you enjoyed my random commentary. I'll see you guys later.